Happy Monday, 2024. Someone introduced me to this topic, this term that I love, and I'm hoping that as I steal it from them, you steal it from me. In 2024, I'm going to do one thing in 24 hours that's going to be different. Whether it's I'm going to eat different, drink from a cup different, I'm going to tell a joke different, I'm going to do something that's going to be different. So I want to challenge you in 2024 to do something different. Give yourself permission to show up different. Tell a joke different, right? Look at exercise different, but do something different, right? I think that the pledge I made for myself recently was that I am going to stop eating. I saw something on Netflix and it just, too much. They showed how twins were eating, one was a vegetarian, one was eating by eat me meat products. And they showed what happened. And I didn't realize that, eating dairy, like when I grew up, there was a four food groups: milk, dairy, cheese. And if you're in my age group, I think you might be, if you know the other one, let me know. I think it was milk, dairy, eggs, cheese, and meat, I think. But so I remember looking at it, and one of the things they said beautifully was that there's this propaganda that's been going on for years about creating lies about what's healthy for you, what's good for you. And I was like, wow, look at that. If that propaganda is happening, what other propaganda happens within us, right? What other stories or lies are we taught or fed or narratives that we choose to believe, right? Like one narrative is that you got to fake it until you make it. And that's cute. But what if faking it causes you to no longer be you? What if faking it causes you to lose who you are? What if faking it causes you to feel like this imposter? Like I gotta fake it and be someone I'm not. Right? I gotta fake it and try to look like I'm more educated. I gotta fake it and look like I got more money than I have when I might be a little tight. Right? I gotta fake it and look like I'm more cisgender, heterosexual than I am. I gotta fake it and look like I'm more educated than I am, right? Or more accomplished than I am. And that is not okay just to be me. That is exhausting, right? And I didn't realize, when I saw the term passing, there was this movie on Netflix about this woman who was African American but very fair skinned. Someone in her lineage was of white descent. So she was very fair skinned. And if you know anything about colorism was the value that people placed on slaves of different colors. Right? So there were if I was a slave, they would go, "Oh, she's not dark dark, but she might be medium. She might be like bad color." So there might be out of 0 to 10 that might be a value of a 5. But let's say someone was a value of excuse me, I am on YouTube. What are they doing? So there might have been someone who was maybe 2 shades lighter. And let's say they had curlier hair, right? And longer hair and lighter eyes. And they were, oh, from 0 to 10, she's an 8. And we could all be living in this one unit or one business. And somebody would say, okay, the lighter you are, the more you come to what corporate America sees as value, right? Beauty is defined by the standard that America has as beauty. So if the standard of beauty is, let me think of someone, Brooke Shields, or it's think of this other singer who had a movie. So if you can remember her name, let her know because this is menopause brain. But Swift Taylor, Swift Taylor, yeah. If that's the standard of beauty, then everyone wants to look like that. Or the standard of beauty is a Kim Kardashian with wide hips and a small stomach and long black hair. That becomes the standard of beauty. If the standard of beauty becomes looking like Beyonce with long blonde hair, voluptuous, then that becomes the standard of beauty. And then what happens to those who don't look like that? How do we pass in being enough? If the standard of beauty is you looking like Ocho Cinco, or the standard of beauty is that you looking like a quarterback on an NFL team, or looking like a guy who, drives a Tesla and has a big house, or looking at someone who is binary, who has lots of money and education, and go, wow, if that's the standard, and if I'm not that standard, then I may have to pass just so that I can be accepted. And I'm not passing at being me. I'm passing at being a version of what I think society thinks is successful, or what I think society thinks as being normative, normal, right? And I remember I was Essence this summer. And for all of the Essence, woohoo! What happens at Essence stays at Essence. So mind your business. Keep your mouth shut. But I remember being at Essence, and I remember going downstairs because they had all these activities during the day, and then they had concerts at night. And I remember going down for dinner, and there was like a whole bunch of people, and they were of different age groups. And I remember having my little Zeta Vibe Beta pen, and my hair was like this. Because when I go away, I don't blow my hair out because Essence is hot, like hot, like sweaty hot, humid hot. And for those from New Orleans, you know what I mean. You gotta love that temperature to live in that place. And I remember being at the bar with my natural hair and a little Zeta pen and having an amazing time with my beads on, feeling great. My chakras were in alignment. And I remember talking to the sister, and we were like, and I remember her saying, girl, my favorite group back in the day, we would hear music at the bar. She was saying was Wu Tang, and that's Wu Tang was your favorite. Now, once you mentioned your favorite group was Wu Tang, and you went to a concert, I know how old you are. And I said, for real, you went to Wu Tang? Did you go to any Kid and Play? Yeah, that was my group. I'm thinking, okay, now I really know how old you are, right? Because we have to be in the same age group. Because I went to the same concerts. I saw New Edition in person, right? I saw Whitney Houston before she got big, 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 right? So I'm thinking, if you know old school music and old school R&B artists, we gotta be in the same age group. But then this other group came in that was a little bit younger by us, by maybe 10 years. And she was talking to them, and they were like, hey, why don't you come out and hang out with us? And she was like, oh, I don't know. And they're like, it's going to be lit. And I was like, I can't make it because I got to meet with my family my brother has a video, Matty Rich had a video he was showing. So I said, I can't make it, but and she said, yeah, I'm gonna go, Candice. And I said, for real? She said, uh-huh. And then one of the guys was like, yeah, we're gonna go have a good time. We're gonna turn it up. We're gonna do what we do as millennials. And I was like this. And I was going to say, millennials, I'm X. Right? I'm not no boomerang. Nothing wrong with boomerangs, but I'm X. And the person said, she said, yeah, like millennials, we're gonna turn this thing up. And I said, oh, she's passing. And the guy looked at her and said, how old are you? And she said, how do you think I look? And she was like, for what he said, you look like you're 42, 43. And I had like a lump in my throat because I know if you were at a Wu-Tang concert, even the Wu-Tang members are now 42. I know they're in their 50s, like everybody else. So I watched her and I was like, oh man, she's passing, right? No judgment. No judgment. Because when we pass, it's a passage through of being accepted. When we pass, it's pass because we want people to think that we're enough. So they let us in. If we pass, it's me trying to get approval or me covering up something that someone taught me about myself that I'm not enough. That's passing. So when I saw that movie Passing, I was like, wow, this woman has realized that by passing as white and not living as black, those are colors, right? I can use another political way, as passing as someone of Eurocentric background and not living as if you're an African American, the descendants of slaves. You are passing into a society in the 40s in which you have access to privilege. And the woman's husband was a doctor. Ironically, both husbands, I think, were doctors, right? But one woman said, I realized that I can't go into certain stores, or sometimes I use my privilege. I use how I look, because if I go into the store as an African woman of descent, they won't serve me. They look at my store and tell my son, boy, stand by the front door, because I think he's going to steal. But if I go in by myself with my best bonnet hat, I can get services. I can get seen. I can get valued. I get respect. And the woman who was passing as white, colored, said, why would I want to give up the privilege of always being respected and valued and seen? Right? But the thing about passing is that once you start passing, it's like even a 2V movie was called Passing, where she was in her 40s, looked like she was in her 20s. Once you start passing, you have to create a whole lie that goes with passing, right? And the first lie you create is, I'm not enough. Because if I were enough, I'd have to pass. The second lie is that if they find out I'm not enough, they're going to get rid of me. And by the end of that movie, the woman who was passing as white skinned, husband found out. And his issue wasn't about her being black. It was about him not getting the choice to date a black woman, or a woman who identified as black or African American. And the fact that he then had to teach his daughter how to pass, so that she had to really be selective about who she made it with and what that gene pool would look like, right? And sometimes at work we pass, we get passed over because we act smaller. I don't want to be a threat. I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to be too aggressive. I don't want to be too combative. I don't want to be too, right? Well, I don't really want to be the leader because the leader is my boss. But they keep deferring things to me. So now I'm passing as a follower when I'm actually living like a leader. And the thing about passing, there's that deception part. There's a lie that gets told. So the lie the boss tells us, I'm too busy, or this builds character. You're going to want a recommendation. This is good for you. But we know when we're living dishonest. We know we're not living our truth. We know when there's this part of us that says, this is easy, but it's not easy because it comes at a cost. Because what if someone finds me and I'm passing as binary, but the truth is I'm non-binary, and someone calls me out on it? Or I'm passing as degreed with EEED, several degrees, and then someone finds out that all I have is a high school diploma or GED, which is good because they're qualifying exams. They get you those degrees, those certificates. But we make it up. And now recently there was a senator who was passing and who wasn't being honest about who they really were. But we forget that this country was based on passing. People passed as friends, and then they wanted their friends to move out their territories where they can go their cattle and farm their land. It's not based on the truth. So one of the things I want you to really look at in 2024 is, what will you not pass as? Who will you be? One day, 1 hour out of 24 hours, or for 24 hours in 2024. Who will you have the courage to say, I like this version of me. I don't want to compromise this version of me. What if I don't have to allow colonization or feminization or degradation to live in my head and tell me that I've got to pretend to be somebody in order to have something? Because once you start pretending, it's like telling a good lie, right? Once I tell a hell of a lie, I got to keep up that lie. Once I start pretending, I got to keep pretending. And it's exhausting to being somebody else. Can you imagine pretending to be Beyonce every day? Like, I used to love that video of Solange kicking the heck out of Jay-Z. Because I was like, she's not passing as being okay with this situation. You get to see authenticity. And I love the fact that Beyonce stepped back so it can get a bigger hit. And I was like, oh, she's not passing either as being okay. She's being authentic. And that is the opposite of being inauthentic. It is the opposite of being afraid of who you really could be if you chose to pick you. So I want to challenge you to really look at what it would take for me to be my authentic self. And that's to pass. To say, ooh, I'm 53. But damn, I look like I'm 42. Can you imagine what that's like? It's like the Tina Turner effect, right? Like, ooh, it's the Beyonce effect. You're 40, but girl, you move like you're 20. It's like there's mad respect that goes with that. Or, yeah, I'm a leader. I may not have all the degrees that people have. Like, I love when I see people say, I may not have all the degrees that the people who work for me have, but I'm smart enough that I can pick the people who can do the things that I can't. I don't got to pass as being degreed. I just got to live as being a leader. I don't have to pass as being someone that I'm not. I just got to learn how to live with being who I am. And then let that be the takeaway. For many of you who've said, oh my goodness, I love your YouTubes, but what girl, what's going on in your eyes? I've got dry eyes, which means I don't make enough oil or enough water. So there are times where I'm cute and I'm passing as healthy eyes. And I got my cute little eyeglasses on and I'm cute. But the truth is, I got amazing eyes. My eyes saw my babies this weekend. And my babies are grown people. But I do, though, my eyes make it very sensitive. So the light bothers me. But one day I was walking down the aisle and I kept having these cute little glasses. I got my glasses with me here. No, but they're somewhere. I had my cute glasses on. And I said, instead of me passing like it's hot every day, all day, sunny, why don't I just tell the truth? I got dry eyes. And if you got dry eyes, you know that your eyes get irritable, the light bothers you, all that good stuff. When we embrace the truth about who we are and what we have, when I work with clients who embrace the truth about I'm HIV positive, okay. When they embrace the truth about, hey, you know what? I'm not sure who I am gender wise. Okay, well, I'm unemployed, but I'm not going to pretend to get up every day, put on a jacket, and act like I'm going to work so that my neighbors can think that I'm a good person. I'm just going to believe I'm a good person. I'm not going to have to prove anything to myself. I'm just going to accept and love on me all day long. We can't just accept those eyes. So enjoy this video. Please share, like, tell all your friends about it. If they missed it, go to my YouTube channel, Dope Black Therapist. But it's so good to see you. Happy New Year. And it's better to be you than be a sucky version of somebody else. Peace out, everybody. And God bless. And I hope you get everything you want in this happy new year that's coming up. I think I just muted my mic. So, I'm not great at this. That's not my degree. If you're looking for a therapist, visit my website at CandiceRDickens.com. If you're looking to find international and domestic programs that help people with trauma, visit my new website, coloroftraumaandhealing.com. A little bit different where I don't list individual providers. I list organizations that help people domestically with trauma and internationally. Okay? Peace out, good people. It's good to see you.